Now on CoastTV News.
Too much noise in Dewey Beach. What police are now doing to make sure the volume doesn't get too high at restaurants and bars. And Ocean City is back open for swimmers, but medical waste keeps other beaches off its for now. Plastic penalties, which Rehoboth Beach businesses have to pay up after handing out the now banned plastic bags. And love was in the air in Rehoboth Beach today as same-gender couples celebrated a historic moment.
And we had ourselves quite a beautiful Friday. Will it carry over into the weekend as we usher in fall on Sunday? I'll have your latest forecast coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Dewey Beach authorizing police to use noise level meters. The town looking to make it a little bit quieter for people in the area. Good evening. I'm Christina DeRobertis. Welcome to CoastTV News at 11. We begin tonight with a plan for the police to better monitor the noise in Dewey Beach. The town council approved an ordinance Friday that gives officers the authority to use these noise level meters if a restaurant or bar or other business is just getting too loud. And as CoastTV News reporter Brendan Conroy shows us, people like the idea but also think places should be allowed to have their fun.
It's getting a little too loud in Dewey Beach. At least that's how the town council feels with an ordinance they passed on Friday. The ordinance gives officers in Dewey the authority to use sound level meter devices around town to determine if an establishment is being too loud. Dewey Beach Police Chief Constance Speak says it will help in keeping noise levels lower, although she says people are usually cooperative.
However, the people in Dewey Beach are very gracious, and usually if you approach them and ask them to turn down the music, especially in all the bars, or if it's somebody's home, we ask them to quiet down, they will do so.
Those who stay in Dewey Beach often like the idea, but say volume restrictions should be flexible.
Weekends, if there's such a thing as a concept of curfew or closing time for bars as there is for the beach at 1 a.m., I think after that it's fair game to understand noise levels. But on a Friday or Saturday night, with full disclosure as to what the bars are permitted to do, I think you give a little latitude in that respect.
While we are saying goodbye to the busier and mostly louder season, Dewey Beach is known for its calm beaches and is looking to keep the volume around town at ease. Now that the police have been authorized to use these sound meter devices, they'll be able to tell if a restaurant, bar, or residence is getting a little too loud. But like the chief of police said, they usually don't have a problem getting people to quiet down. They might not get as quiet as the beach here, but they'll still get quieter. In Dewey Beach, Brendan Conroy, CoastTV News.
And staying in Dewey Beach, when driving in the town, especially in the summer, you likely have experienced heavy traffic, and that often leads to increased safety risks for pedestrians. Well, today, also at that Dewey Beach Council meeting, officials went over pedestrian safety concerns, and they're working on a few projects to increase safety. One including lowering the flashing yellow beacons to increase visibility for drivers. One store employee says although the town is constantly working to make it safer, drivers need to be more careful.
I see a lot of cars speeding all the time, even when we have the meter, like the one up front there. Like, people just don't really care. And there was like a huge accident like a couple months ago, I remember, over by across the little store.
Other safety improvements in the works include removing some of the trees from the center island for better visibility at crosswalks. And the ongoing problem of medical waste has plagued Delmarva since Sunday, but there's some good news on your screen now. You can see Ocean City fully opened up today. People were in the water, on the beach, all seemingly having a blast in the sun. But many still have questions about how and why this medical waste washed up.
If anyone can find out where it came from, first of all, being such a large area that it's been washing to shore, that would be wonderful if they could find out who it was, where it came from, and who could be held responsible if it was, especially done intentionally or anything like that.
You could visit our Facebook page and website for the latest beach openings on Delmarva. Staying in Ocean City, Bike Week has garnered the attention of Ocean City officials following a series of crashes. The council is now considering whether that event should return. Councilmember Carol Proctor does not think the pros outweigh the cons. She's questioning why a special event zone was not in place. Several crashes involving motorcycles took place over the course of the event, including a deadly bike crash on Route 50 near Whaleyville. Worcester County officials are now pushing for special event zones on routes 50, 90, and other highways around Ocean City.
All of these people coming into Ocean City have to go through those major arteries, and that's where we see the uptick in the crashes and the traffic violations. We have to really take a strong look at what happened this year to prepare for next year.
Special event zones will be discussed at next week's Motor Event Task Force meeting in Ocean City and in Worcester County. The zones would need to be approved by county commissioners. New today, Governor Carney has vetoed legislation that would have made medical aid in dying legal in the first state. In a statement, Carney says he has consistently opposed medical aid in dying, and he doesn't believe a firm consensus has been reached on the issue, noting the legislation passed the state legislature by just one vote. Carney went on to say, quote, "I have always recognized and do today that this is a deeply personal issue," end quote. It is currently unclear if Delaware lawmakers will attempt to override Carney's veto. Well, plastic bags are now top of mind for businesses along the coast who can no longer use them. However, that did not stop 9 businesses in Rehoboth Beach. DenRec fined each one $750 this year since a ban on plastic bags went into effect in 2019. Those businesses include Ulta Beauty and Famous Footwear. Some vacationers tell us they think the fines will make a positive difference.
I think it's good that they put a big fine on it. Hopefully that'll help people not ask for the bags. And hopefully we can help save our earth because the earth is in trouble.
That same law also requires retailers to continue to provide an at-store recycling program for plastic bags and film. Also in Rehoboth Beach, wedding bells were ringing in the city today. Weddings of same-gender couples were not allowed at Methodist sanctuaries since the 1970s, but that all changed this past May. The church removed punishments for ministers who officiate same-sex weddings. Well, tonight, 14 couples renewed their vows at Epworth United Methodist Church. And one couple, Diane Mead and Dottie Outland, they got married.
So 12 of our friends are getting their vows renewed, and we thought, wait, we've got our best friends here, let's go ahead and do this. It means a lot. We can relax. We don't have to worry about people picking us out, being attacked on the streets or anything like that. It makes you feel at home.
Congratulations to Diane and Dottie. Well, Delawareans are getting pumped over steadily decreasing gas prices. The current average cost of a gallon of gas, according to AAA, is $2.97. That's lower than the national average of $3.22, lower than the price last month of $3.28, and considerably down from the $3.66 it was 1 year ago at this time. And while drivers are grateful to see the decline, they're also wondering why it hadn't dropped any sooner.
It was crazy that we have been paying these high prices for gas when you can see if they can drop it now, they could have dropped it years ago.
According to experts, this recent drop is due in part to sluggish demand after a busy summer travel season, a sharp decline in the price of crude oil, and refineries switching to a less expensive blend for winter fuel. And this brings us right into our CoastTV poll. We want to know, what will you do with gas savings? Let's take a look at the results. Well, so far, 80% of you, most of you saying you're just going to save the money. Some people saying some extra shopping, dining out, more travel, but good job for you guys saving the money. It's very responsible. And if you haven't voted yet, you still can do that. Just go to CoastTV.com or download our mobile app. And let's take a live look now outside into Ocean City from our Hershey Exteriors camera. Our First Alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobono, joins us now with a look at the weather. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening, Christina. Yes, it's a pleasant evening to say the least after a gorgeous Friday afternoon. And there is that Ocean City shot from our Dry Tech crawl space camera. Nice tranquil evening there where it is 71 degrees. Winds have relaxed themselves, so that may allow some fog to form through the overnight. High today, 80 in Georgetown. We saw 80 in Salisbury, 75 Ocean City. We saw 82 there in Cambridge. Temperatures right now are in the 70s at the coast, cooling down away from the coast where we could see some overnight lows in the upper 50s the further away you are from the coast. As I mentioned, winds have relaxed. We are seeing mainly clear skies to partly cloudy skies across the area. Still dealing with that coastal low well out in the Atlantic, and that is allowing for rough surf to continue and those coastal flood advisories. Now, overnight lows, as I mentioned, dipping into the 60s across much of the coast, lower 60s, and perhaps even some upper 50s are possible with those clear skies and calm winds. The weekend shaping up to be quite nice. As we round out summer here, 80 degrees on your Saturday. Now, we will see a weak trough past Saturday night. That could spawn a few isolated showers. Not expecting a whole lot as far as rainfall goes. And then as we usher in fall on Sunday, looking pretty good with highs only in the low to mid 70s. We'll talk more about your weekend and plus some rain chances down the road in my full forecast here in just a few minutes.
Thank you. Well, if you must come, bring remedies, not rumors. That's the message from local and state leaders in Ohio to any politician planning to visit Springfield after Donald Trump and J.D. Vance pushed false claims about Haitian immigrants there. Meanwhile, that city's Haitian immigrant population is finding growing support across all levels of government. Laura Aguirre reports from Washington.
What Donald Trump is doing right now is playing a dangerous game of divide and conquer.
The only Haitian American currently serving in Congress, Florida Democrat Sheila Sherfilis McCormick, blasting the rhetoric and misinformation being leveled at Springfield, Ohio's Haitian residents.
I would like to tell all the Haitian Americans who are living in fear right now that there should be no fear, no tolerance, and no place for it.
Enough is enough.
The Congressional Black Caucus joining a growing choir of bipartisan voices calling for an end to unfounded and dangerous rumors.
This certainly is incredibly tragic and completely untrue, and this should not have happened.
Ohio's Republican governor penned a scathing op-ed in Friday's New York Times, saying he was saddened by repeated false claims that Haitian residents were eating pets that, quote, lack evidence and disparage the legal migrants living in Springfield. The city's mayor confirms that a Springfield official told a Vance campaign staffer before the debate that those rumors were baseless. Still,
they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
It was difficult to see. It was difficult to hear at that level.
Springfield Mayor Rob Rue granted himself emergency powers Thursday to deal with the ongoing threats to public safety.
I'm going to Springfield.
Mayor Rue has said hosting any candidate would be a challenge given the volatile climate. But if one does come,
if a presidential candidate was going to come and bring a message of coming together, trying to work through problems, talk about the real concerns in immigration reform, that would be great.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Now, since the September 10th debate between Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris, Springfield has received more than 35 threats of violence, including bomb threats, according to the mayor, which has prompted evacuations of elementary schools and supermarkets, lockdowns of hospitals, and a transition to remote learning at several local colleges. We're just getting started here at 11. Still to come tonight, the FTC takes on rising insulin costs. Find out which companies are getting sued. But first, we'll tell you all the cool things to do this weekend.
And we're looking good in both Cambridge and Crisfield to kick off the weekend. Plenty of sunshine expected tomorrow afternoon. Could see a late overnight shower. We'll talk more about that. Have a look at the tropics. Something might be brewing down there. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on 2024 Sierra 1500 Denali models. That's over $6,400 in average finance savings. We are professional grade GMC.
There's no issue where politicians, Republicans and Democrats, have failed more than immigration. A crisis at the southern border, drugs flooding our communities. We need leaders who reject toxic politics and get stuff done. Larry Hogan knows how to get results. In the Senate, Hogan will be the key independent swing vote to secure our border and fix the broken immigration system. He's a proven leader. Larry Hogan for Maryland.
I'm Larry Hogan, and I approve this message.
Well, a pleasant good evening, Delmarva. Live looking to Ocean City. A tranquil night across the area. We're at 71 right now. Winds generally about 5 to 10 miles an hour at the coast. We saw gusts as high as 40 miles an hour at the coast over the last few days, but those have since relaxed. You can see we're in the 70s at the coast. Away from it, 66 in Lewis. We're at 63 in Redden, 62 Delmar, and 63 there in Salisbury. Now, highs today right around 80 degrees after a morning low of 61. Average high is 78 now. And the record was 90 set back in 1965. Now, despite this coastal storm being 300 miles out to sea, we are still dealing with coastal inundation. Coastal flood advisories continue through the weekend. We have this one up for Worcester County until about 4 on Sunday, and we do have that coastal flood watch for Accomack and Northampton counties, and we also have a dangerous risk of rip currents throughout the weekend. We are expecting wave heights generally about 4 to 6 feet, so keep that in mind if you're making your way to the beach this weekend. We are going to be clear and dry, and there's that coastal storm. Look at all the rain going into Cape Cod and portions of Boston. Boy, if this was winter, you'd be getting quite a bit of snow up there. As far as rainfall goes, so far this month, yeah, it's been dry. Georgetown only 16/10 of an inch, and it's been very dry at the coast. So yes, we do need the rain. And you can see our drought monitor, moderate drought right through Lewis, Milton, and Georgetown. And you look at the rain chances over the next few days, we could see a brief shower tomorrow night and the Sunday. It's not going to amount to much, but we are looking at better chances of rain mid to late week as a front moves through. So we'll be partly cloudy to generally clear overnight with lows generally in the mid to upper 60s. Now tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be a gorgeous day, topping out right around that 80-degree mark. Northeast winds, still seeing that onshore flow at the coast. We're at 75 in Ocean City, 80 in Salisbury. So there's future casts. As we go into the overnight, this model not really showing a whole lot, but we could see an isolated shower, a brief sprinkle, few morning clouds Sunday. Otherwise, a nice cool day, low 70s away from the coast. Maybe just the upper 60s at the coast as we continue to see that flow off the ocean. As far as the waves go, as I mentioned, still going to see generally about 4 to 6 waves throughout the weekend, and then those should relax. Dangerous risk of rip currents, as I mentioned, throughout the weekend. Your 3-day beach forecast shows Ocean City at 71 on Saturday and Sunday. We're only at 68 on Monday, as we usher in fall there on Sunday, and then we're at 78 on Saturday in Lewis. Now, this area is going to be monitored by the National Hurricane Center, potential 50% chance of development over the next 7 days, so all interests along the Gulf should keep close attention to the forecast. Next Sunday, please come out, Cape Henlopen State Park. Join Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams for the Walk for Prostate Cancer. And your umbrella winner, congratulations to Dawn Layton of Federalsburg, Maryland. And there's your 7-day forecast, looking a bit unsettled the middle part of next week.
Well, I know it's starting to feel a little bit chilly outside and pumpkins are popping up everywhere, but it's still technically summer until Sunday. And with a beautiful weekend ahead, if you want to make the most of these final summer days, head over to the James Farm Ecological Preserve and participate in a live photography competition Saturday. The second annual photo challenge, hosted by the Delaware Center for the Inland Bays, encourages photographers of all skill levels to capture the beauty of the preserve. Cash prizes are up for grabs, and here's a look at last year's winning photo. It's by Debbie Blair, titled A Soft Landing. Maybe you can top it. But if photography's not your thing, what about fireworks, pony rides, and a pet parade? All that and more at Milford's Riverwalk Freedom Festival, which goes all day long Saturday. Or you can head to the Rehoboth Beach Convention Center from noon to 4 on Saturday and support the Rehoboth Beach Volunteer Fire Company. All you have to do is taste different craft beers from local Delaware breweries. There will be music and food as well. Saturday night, hop aboard the Cape May Lewis Ferry at 5:30 and celebrate the ferry's 60th anniversary with a very special Sunset 60s cruise. You can dress up in your favorite oldies clothing and enjoy an evening of music, food, and drinks with Delaware's rock and soul party band, the Funsters. And ladies, Sunday is your time to fight back, literally. Sharpen your self-defense moves at an empowering seminar hosted by Got Your Back Self-Defense. It's happening from 11 to 1 at Revelation Craft Brewing in Georgetown. Time to throw some punches and boost your confidence. For event details, tickets, and more, just head to CoastTV.com and click on the Cool Things to Do tab.
Here at North Bay Marina, we know that boaters have the most fun.
With Chevy trucks, be ready for adventure. With power you can count on. Capability that doesn't compromise. A hard-working EV with more range than any competitor and the potential to take you anywhere. Get 0% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Or current Chevy owners can get $6,500 total value. That's 12% below MSRP. See your Delmarva Chevy dealers.
Feel the rush of adventure and the thrill of incredible savings at Gateway Subaru. Save up to $2,700 on a new 2025 Subaru Outback with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. Or save up to $2,400 off a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. And be among the first to drive the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Stop in and reserve yours today. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
The American black duck is an iconic species, well known throughout the Delmarva Peninsula. Although the population is currently stable, they're well below their population goals and they're considered a species of concern. The USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service looks to increase and restore black duck habitat throughout the Delmarva Peninsula.
I utilize the Working Lands for Wildlife program to help transform a low-lying wet area into waterfowl habitat.
To learn more about the Working Lands for Wildlife program, contact your local USDA Service Center.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on 2024 Sierra 1500 Denali models. That's over $6,400 in average finance savings. We are professional grade GMC.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
On Friday, the Federal Trade Commission took action against the 3 largest pharmacy benefit managers. The agency says the companies artificially inflated insulin prices that resulted in patients paying more for their medications. The companies are CVS Health's Caremark's RX, Cigna Express Scripts, and United Health Group's Optum RX. The FTC alleges the companies and their affiliated group purchasing organizations built a system that prioritizes high rebates from drug manufacturers. And the site of the worst nuclear disaster in the U.S. is set to reopen and will exclusively sell its power to Microsoft. Friday, Constellation Energy said the Unit 1 reactor at 3 Mile Island in Pennsylvania is expected to be revived in 2028. If the Nuclear Regulatory Commission approves the move, Microsoft will purchase its carbon-free energy to fuel its artificial intelligence ambitions. Financial terms of the agreement have not been disclosed. Reopening the Unit 1 reactor will add 3,400 jobs, and it's also expected to add $16 billion to Pennsylvania's GDP. Demand for energy is expected to surge as tech giants need more sources of power to fuel their AI needs. Well, in health news, it's no surprise that processed food is not good for you, but there's now mounting evidence showing that eating ultra-processed foods can increase your risk for type 2 diabetes. According to a study published Monday, ultra-processed foods like sugary drinks, chips, and hot dogs contain synthetic additives that can have a big impact on your health. Researchers studied the development of type 2 diabetes in more than 300,000 people in Europe. The data showed the risk of type 2 diabetes increased with the amount of ultra-processed foods a person consumed. Coming up next, a new CEO will be taking the reins for Nike next month. Why the change has investors feeling optimistic. And calls to ban alcohol-free drinks for minors. Why some are calling these mocktails gateway drinks.
And we are looking very nice on the golf course tomorrow afternoon. Mostly sunny skies, winds are calming down, and we're going to see temperatures right around that 80-degree mark. We'll have a look at your 10-day forecast a little bit later on in the newscast.
Delmarva's hit music station, 102.5 WBOC.
The bold, creamy smoothness of Hardee's new cold brew coffee with the made-from-scratch goodness of Hardee's famous breakfast. A delicious new way to power your morning. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Join us for the Kickoff to Savings sales event going on right now at Preston Ford. Get $12,000 in savings off MSRP on select 2023 Ford F-150s. Save $9,000 off MSRP on a new 2023 Ford Bronco Badlands. These are just some of the deals. Explore a huge inventory online at PrestonFord.com. With over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles on the lot, we're sure to have the perfect vehicle for you. Preston Ford, located at the corner of Route 318 and 331. Remember, cars cost less in Preston.
Your Ford dealer presents Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. The intelligently designed F-150 truck with hands-free highway driving. Want more? Visit your local Ford dealer. Now get $3,900 for 60 months plus $3,750 cash back on Ford F-150.
Hi, I'm Joel Wharton, Sussex County farmer. Don't wait until after harvest to plant your cover crops. Consider broadcasting or interseeding cover crops into your standing cash crop. Early establishment provides more growth potential and more soil armor over winter. It also saves time because after harvest, the cover crop is already growing and protecting the soil, cycling nutrients, and preventing erosion. To learn more about the benefits and ways to establish cover crops early, contact the Sussex Conservation District because every acre counts.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on 2024 Sierra 1500 Denali models. That's over $6,400 in average finance savings. We are professional grade GMC.
The greatest meal deal for your buck? Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with your choice of 2 full-size favorites, plus fries and a drink. All for just $6.99. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
They can keep infants and children safe in a vehicle, but car seats and booster seats have to be the right size for a child and must be installed correctly in order to provide protection in a crash. During Child Passenger Safety Week, experts say it's a good time to make sure your child is in the right seat. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has 5 steps to keep kids safe in a vehicle.
It's a leading cause of death for children. The latest data from 2022 shows on average 3 children under 13 were killed every day and 429 injured in vehicles. 39% of those killed were unrestrained.
We do know that a properly installed car seat or booster seat can really reduce the risk of injury and save lives.
Dr. Manisha Agarwal with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta says the first step to keep kids safe is making sure your car seat or booster seat is firmly installed. The base shouldn't move more than an inch in any direction. Next, make sure any straps or harnesses fit snug against the child. Agarwal says there shouldn't be much slack.
So that means if you try to pinch the strap or the webbing, you really can't do it at all.
Third, max out your child's seat before graduating them to the next level. Keep them in their current seat as long as possible until they outgrow the limits for height and weight. Fourth, front seats are not made for children. Agarwal says things made for adult safety like airbags can be dangerous for kids.
In fact, all children should stay in the back seat until they turn 13, no matter how big they are.
Finally, when it comes to kids and car safety, don't cave to pressure.
You are taking your kid to school, they see their friends maybe getting out of the front seat or not in a booster seat, but it's your job as a parent to keep your child as safe as possible for as long as possible.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
As part of Child Passenger Safety Week, National Seat Check Saturday is happening tomorrow, September 21st. It's a day for you to receive free instruction on how to correctly install and use the right car seats for your children. Log on to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's website to find a car seat inspection location nearest to you. Some locations now offer virtual inspections. In consumer news, Nike is making changes from head to toe. The athletic brand CEO, John Donahoe, is retiring next month. He'll be succeeded by former Nike executive Elliott Hill. The announcement gave Nike stock a 9% boost on Thursday, showing market watchers are ready for the brand to have new leadership. The company has been struggling recently with flat sales in the last quarter. And some experts say low alcohol and alcohol-free beers and mocktails should not be sold to minors. And they're calling for laws that curb sales to kids and teens. The market for non-alcoholic drinks has been growing as more people, especially younger adults, look to cut their alcohol use. The drinks are often packaged to look just like their boozy counterparts. Some experts worry these drinks could be a gateway to drinking, priming minors to switch to the real thing. CoastTV News at 11 will be right back.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism, somewhere to smile about.
With Chevy trucks, be ready for adventure. With power you can count on. Capability that doesn't compromise. A hard-working EV with more range than any competitor and the potential to take you anywhere. Get 0% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Or current Chevy owners can get $6,500 total value. That's 12% below MSRP.
See your Delmarva Chevy dealers.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation where we bring the showroom to you.
The Corolla legacy is earned, rooted in affordable reliability. With convenience and unexpected comfort. Lease a Corolla Cross Hybrid for $299 a month or buy a Corolla sedan with low 5.49 APR. This is my legacy. Toyota, let's go places.
I'm Mark Stevens from Hartley, Delaware, and I utilize the USDA's Wetland Reserve Easement Program to improve wildlife habitat for deer, waterfowl, and other wildlife while improving water quality. If you have at least 10 acres of woods or wet, unproductive cropland, you may be eligible for compensation to restore and protect the wetlands on your property. To learn more about the Wetland Reserve Easement Program, contact your local USDA Service Center.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD. With the pulling power to prove it. Tow hitches of the world, prepare for glory. Get 5.9% APR for 84 months on Sierra heavy-duty Denali models. That's over $5,300 in average finance savings.
Well, even with cooler temperatures, we are still dealing with the high UV index here over the next few days. But as you see towards next week, we do go down to those medium levels as we expect more cloud cover to take over. Now, we are ushering in fall this Sunday, saying so long to summer, and it arrives Sunday morning at 8:43. And we are going to see some fall-like temperatures at least Sunday into Monday before we see some clouds roll in. Call 443-880-9100 for your latest forecast at any time. And your Paul Davis 10-day shows 73 on Sunday. Could see a late overnight shower Saturday into Sunday, but we think a better chance of shower and rain comes in Wednesday through Thursday.
Hi, Chris, thank you. And thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app and join us again tomorrow. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. Have a great night.